Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. He conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or bring. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes ding, 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 the futures spread their hidden wing. And he is ready for anything. Vic still looking like a restless king.
Most traders drown in charts and still miss the real levels. Get clear daily roadmaps for the S&P 500 futures. Levels, setups, and strategies that matter. Delivered straight to your inbox pre-market every morning. Subscribe now on Substack. Conquer the markets.
Hey, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. So we hit 7,000 today in ES. Welcome. It is a new milestone. And what's funny is they hit that thing and then just poopied at the end of the day. So kind of made me laugh. Thankfully, if you followed the trade plans today, you got your money early. I know I certainly did. In the room, we're going to go over what trades we took that were directly out of the plan. Paid good, and I was done by 10:45. So hopefully you guys followed the lead on that. Didn't have to sit in front of the computer all day. I actually just got back to the computer about 20 minutes ago just to see if they sold off, which I have to say I am pretty happy about because I was not looking forward to trading all-time highs. So just not one of my favorite things to do. And we're going to get into the setups that we're going to be looking for tomorrow, depending on where we open, obviously. And then we're going to go over the trade plan today. So I'm really excited. Today was really, really easy. And believe it or not, well, of course you're going to believe it, but we actually, everything I talked about in the post-market breakdown yesterday after hours played out. I mean, exactly. It just crazy. And so, you know, again, way in advance. I mean, these are how the trade plans work. These are how the levels are formulated. You know, you, us together, we are not reactionary traders, right? So the whole concept of the trade plans is to have predefined levels that you can set orders and set targets and leave it alone and let the process do its thing. This is all setups that come way in advance. We don't wait for certain things to happen like a news reaction or you got to have certain moving averages cross. We're not doing all that, right? This is not how the trade plan works. I give you these levels way in advance, sometimes days in advance, sometimes weeks in advance. And we look for price to come to them and then we shoot, right? It's very much like sniper in the bush. We wait for price to come to us and that's how we do. Johan, what's up, my man? How you doing? Good to see you. Mark's here too. That's what's up. There's quite a few people that joined before I had my screen up and I couldn't see who it was. So my apologies if I missed you guys. I can only see the people I have turned on. What's up, Piper? Piper's on YouTube. Good to see you, brother. Got quite a few people on here today, actually. So that's always nice. And the people on Substack can't see the people on YouTube and X, unfortunately, but we got a nice little audience today, so that's what's good. So let's get right into the trade plans, talk about what played and what's going to happen, and then we'll get right into it. All right, so pretty excited about it. So But first, before we do that, as you know, as usual, if you are not following me on social media, please do across all the socials, YouTube, X, Substack, and now TradingView. It is very easy for you guys. It's the same across the board. Ryan Bailey Edge, keeping it simple. Follow me across all these. And I will be frank, I am really going hard on the Substack this year. I made a commitment to you guys in 2026 to make a strong pivot, not necessarily away from X in the post, but really just to pay more attention to Substack and the Substack notes. That is truly where the audience is at. You guys have given me so much love and so much feedback. So I am really trying to, push hard there on the notes. So please turn your notifications on. I've been posting stuff in there quite frequently. So let's get this going. I'm excited. So follow me across all these. And again, for those of you who maybe it's your first time tuning in, but you are subscribers, I do have some free indicators on there for everybody to check out. There's some nice intraday levels, like essentially marks the highs and lows of yesterday, initial balance, opening range. Everybody who's day trading should go grab that if you use TradingView. It's an essential part of your trade plan, in my opinion. And then also for subscribers, I've got a couple on there that are exclusive to you guys. So just hit me in the DM, send me your username, and I'll get you hooked up. One of them is the 80% rule, and another one is Algo V, I think. Yeah, it's Algo V. Sorry, it's all about the ATR cloud, which I use constantly all the time. And so you'll see me talk about ATR levels, et cetera. It's just a supplement. Again, I don't use these things to necessarily quote unquote trade off of, but I do love it when these little things line up with levels that we have. It makes it that much more juicy. So Trader Boy, what's up, my man? Good to see you. PS, man, a lot of the crew's all here. The crew's here. Okay, so let's get into trade plans. I've got some things here. Again, I kind of came rushed into the end, and so let's see what we can do, right? All right, so let's just start with this. Why not? So this was early morning, 8:45 in the morning, and I saw this, they came down and they held this weekly, monthly, daily area. And I know it's not real clear right here, but that's okay. This is just a screenshot of the Discord. I just wanted to show you, how they always say that history doesn't repeat itself, but it sometimes rhymes. And so as soon as I saw this, I wanted to show people in the Discord room, this is essentially, we've seen this before, right? Looks familiar, right? And so we actually did get that today. Just so happens they sold off at the end of the day. So it doesn't look exactly like it, but hey, pretty close, right? So, it's all about pattern recognition, et cetera. And we knew that we were playing some serious support here. So it was just a matter of time before we got lift off. So I wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was fun, kind of cool. And let's go into the context of the day, shall we? Now, again, I want to remind you, and a lot of you guys were on here yesterday, I think, or at least some of you guys. I know Mark was on here and probably a few other people that I can't see that joined. There's quite a few people on Substack right now that I didn't see come in. But, we talked about these levels big time. We talked about the daily and the weekly and what they needed to hold. And this morning when we came in, the very first initial thing here in our title is the major 69, 74, 75 pivot that absolutely needs to hold. If they were going to hold that, we were going to start hunting all-time highs. So again, when I wrote this morning, it was about 8:15 this morning, because I try to write this fresh every morning to give you guys a real-time analysis of what the market did overnight and levels that we're watching. I really take a lot of pride in this because I personally only trade the cash session. So for me, it's very important for me to do my analysis approximately, an hour, maybe an hour or two right before the market opens. So as I'm writing this, I try to get this out to you guys by 9:30. We were sitting currently on the 69.83 daily. It was the massive daily leg down from the all-time highs that we talked about yesterday in the trade plan. I even showed you guys why it was important. And I said, this daily could show us the path to all-time highs. As long as we hold this structure, we will traverse higher. And I think you guys all know that's exactly what happened today. So I am very, very happy about that. Once again, the process did exactly what it was supposed to do. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. This was the very first long of the day. Actually, that is not the long of the day. Hang on. Oh, don't tell me I did that. Oh, that was that one. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so here it is. My bad. All right, so here we go. So this is a 15-minute RTH chart. This was the very first buy support zone in the trade plan today, right? All-time high leg down, 69.8350. This is the untested, super significant. If this level holds, it will produce new all-time highs. Now, this chart might look a little funky because it is the RTH chart. That's, I've have all kinds of charts open, but I try to really look at the RTH chart quite a bit, especially on my trigger chart, which is a 15-minute. Guys, just to let you know, I really don't look at any time frames less than this. I figure I'm playing 4-hour and daily levels. So what do I need to look at something small for? It's something I've been working on personally for a long time. I'm starting to get really comfortable with it. So as you know, as you can see right here, I was long 2 contracts from 69.84, 75. Right here, I always run my levels by 5 ticks. If you guys didn't know that, now you know. It's always a 5-tick front run on both entries and exits, people, entries and exits. And so, of course, in the Discord room, I'm letting the homies know, hey, I'm long on the daily. I'm long with a 10-point target to the call wall at all-time highs. And then I will buy lower, 10-point targets, 5-point stops, okay? And right here, you can see we had this 10-point target. This literally was the all-time high with the call wall at 95. And then, of course, my stop was down here. But we didn't have to worry about that because we weren't right up and got it. So I'm totally cool with that. So, and just to show you guys exactly what this looks like, let me see if I can find this. Sorry about this, guys. Here we go. So here is after the fact, after we poked our new all-time high at the call wall. We pulled back shortly after this, but and we played the lower section. But I just wanted to show this was for the Discord room as well. You can see right here, we played the daily almost perfectly. Actually, I had the low tick fill, which I'm certainly not complaining about. Took 0 heat, not even a tick, maybe 1, maybe something like that. But it basically played this perfectly, pulled up into the new all-time highs, and we got our target. So I was really, really happy about that. Super happy about that $1,000 they let me get right there. That was money shot. So love that. All right, so on to the next one. All right, so let's see. How am I going to do this? All right, here we go. This is the second one. So like I told you here, let's see. Hang on. This is good. This is what I was wanting. Okay, cool. All right, so this was in the Discord room. And again, it's just funny. So, there's a lot of perks to be in the Discord room, obviously. And I don't think, if you guys know this, maybe you do, maybe you don't. You have to be a Substack subscriber or a course holder to get in here. I only charge $50. I don't think you guys realize this. Like, this is literally 1 point a month. 1 point a month. So it's so ridiculously cheap. I really just have a paywall up just to keep the freeloaders out. It's amazing when you put a $50 in front of people, how many people you get. The serious people and the not serious people go away all for $50, and it's well worth it. And this was a perfect example. $1,000 paid for itself for 2 years. But I actually put this in after I got my target. Okay, this is so funny. I would absolutely love a pullback into the 78 4-hour and 775 weekly. It would be a great retest. And as long as we hold the overnight low, we are 100%. It would be nice to see SPX pull back and play the daily way down here and then go. This would be our 4-hour level on ES, weekly at 78. If they push back above the daily at 85, that's our big trigger, okay? The long over 83 is clear on the RTH chart, just showing everybody, kind of giving the little lowdown how I see it. And again, as you could tell, we were way up here at all-time highs when I wrote this, but just wanted to show people if we play this, we get back above this daily, we should continue to traverse higher. Well, guess what? Guess what? Oh my God, it's like a written prophecy. Okay, let's get it. And what happens? Boom, there we go. We actually did pull right back into it. Amazing. As you can see, the 69, 78, 75 4-hour was my long. Again, 5-tick front run. I was resting on this order, and you could see in those previous screenshots. And look, check this out. You could even see, check this out. This is funny. And again, for those of you guys in the room that see this on me all the time, look, I was resting down here way at the beginning when I was long 83, right? And then I was long again, like you could still see it here on the pre-pullback, please. Even in this screenshot, I'm still resting down here. We already got my target. I'm still resting. I'm just waiting for price to come to me. Why? Because it's in the trade plan. And if it's in the trade plan, I'm fucking taking it. All right. So here we go. So here was our second buy spot, the critical hold, 74 to 77, right? We got the weekly at 77. And then we had, I don't know, I must have had a typo there at 74. Oh, that was this one. Sorry, 74, 75. That was holding. I was long 78, 75, 4 hour. And obviously it's fine. Actually the weekly at 77 was a better touch actually. But long story short, as long as we hold above this area, we will continue to go up. As you can see, I also had a 5-point target or 5-point stop once again, right underneath the overnight low, and my 10-point target directly above the open. And how did this play out? Well, I think you guys know we mooned today before a pullback. And so as usual, I'm trying to give everybody in the Discord room the lowdown, looking for 10 points on my fill from 80 and with the add over 74. So I added on the move up above 84. So this was a perfect example of something we have out of the course. It's called Globex Gain. That's why I was very anxious to get this buy. I was happy to sit there with a resting order, and they did give it to us. As you can see, here was my few targets here, and I actually moved this one up just a hair. Moved this one down just a hair. I took the overnight high. But as you can see here, we absolutely played this perfectly. This 4 hour at 78.75 and the weekly, she played like a money shot. I mean, just so perfect, right? So love this. And obviously giving people kind of a little heads up. I try to lead by example, guys. If it's in the trade plan, I'm taking it and I show everybody what I'm taking. That way they understand how I manage my stops, where my targets are at. And I don't want to mislead anybody. If you guys are trading the trade plans and you're paying to be in the room and you're trying to learn the process, hey, you might as well follow the guy who wrote the plan, right? So I try to be very transparent and let everybody see what's going on here. This was, we almost got up to there, and then check this out. So interestingly enough, we actually missed the daily on SPX. There's a different comment in the room where we talk about how we missed the daily. Well, believe it or not, after we got this spot, we actually swept and hit the daily perfectly, but that's okay. So anyways, we had VIX starting to fall back here, which was great. VIX retreat, and boom, T1, ding, ding, ding. You probably heard it in the song. That is my, that's my cue, so I got my T1, and then I ended up getting flat basically on the new high of the day for $2,200. And it was early. I mean, it was like 10:45, and I stuck a fork in it. I was done. We called it all good. Super, super nice day. So I had something else I wanted to show you after that as well. Let's see. And that was like that was it for the day for me. So we ended up continuing to go all the way up. And I think maybe I'll just show you here. Hang on, let me see which one of these here. Have I gone through all these? Oh yeah. So here we go. So this was, we had no resistance above us, obviously, because we're cruising at all-time highs, right? So one of the big areas that we've been talking about is this weekly bullish imbalance up to 70, 11, 25. And it's not always perfect, right? Because this is a weekly TPO, and these blocks represent 4 points. And so, you got to give it a little grace. But we got super close to filling the bullish imbalance from the week of the 21st. As you can see here, this was one of my big targets up here. The 70-11 weekly bullish imbalance from the 21st would be a great place to ride up and clean up the inefficiencies. And they did get insanely close. We didn't actually get it perfectly, but we got pretty damn close. We almost filled this to the T up here. And we actually hit one of the call walls at 70.05, which was presented in the trade plan. Faux show. Okay, so super happy about the day. It worked out perfect. And again, I mean, I've said this 100 times. I do these trade plans for me, right? So you guys actually make me a better trader, because some days I don't want to do them, right? But I know that if I have people that are waiting for them and count on them, it holds me accountable. And so, if it's in the trade plan, guys, I'm taking it. And that's kind of the purpose of these streams, is one, to show you how I'm trading it, two, to show you that I am actually taking them. I don't know if there's a lot of people that actually do this out there in this industry, but I'm the plan writer. I'm the trade taker. I do, this is my jam, right? This is what I do. And you guys help me, stay focused and stay committed to producing these trade plans every single day, even days I don't want to. So it actually has made me a much better trader. So now what are we going to look at now? Well, check this out. So we've talked about how, if you guys remember, right, we had this the 69, 70, 74, 75 pivot, right? As long as they stay above this. Well, guess what happened at the end of the day, right? So this was our critical pivot here, and we absolutely had to hold this. And of course, as you can see right here, let me actually give you a little bit more camera here. There we go. So this was that sweep into the weekly, which was awesome. And then obviously they poked, man, my pin does not work again. This pin hates me. Every time we have a stream, it's terrible. It just poops on me. I hate it. So why this thing is firing up, I'll do this one more time. As you can see, we had this poke here, this sweep down after we got our target, and we came all the way up. We almost got this, and then we started to pull back. But really what I wanted to show you was this test, right? This test was critical. This was our big test. So when we came down here this afternoon, I know I saw some guys in the room. They were not looking to buy. They were actually hella short. Why? Because they already knew this area had been tested. They were watching VIX, of course, which we'll get into next. And of course, they pushed this down, right? So this is our big major pivot. As long as we stay above it, we can keep going up. And they did. But then, of course, what happens? Well, once you break it, now we come down. However, this sets up the next conversation that we're going to have in a little bit, which is basically what was once resistance or support now becomes resistance, right? So you guys see me draw this stuff all the time, right? Actually, matter of fact, look at this. And this makes perfect sense when I show you. Guess what? Oh, look at those arrows. That is the same way we do it in the trade plan every morning. It either does this or it does this. And I make it very specific for you guys so that you understand exactly where it's from. Highlight the little level for you. So this was VIX today. We actually opened the day and we kind of sat above it most of the day, which was really interesting. I actually had my antennas up big time, and we were unable to really lose the 1493. We got below it for a little bit here, but as you can see, at the end of the day, when they decided to puke this thing, look at this. They just absolutely freaking rallied pretty hard in the day. And so tomorrow is going to be really interesting where we open up, just to kind of see what happens. And as you know, we've got some levels above on VIX that we'll be monitoring. So I am looking forward to tomorrow. And the main reason is because I did not want to trade all-time highs. I hate trading that because they have all this like weak ass support on small time frames that you got to, you're just trying to buy with the Momo and you're like, please hold, please hold. But it's all sketchy, right? So we never really get any like quality levels when you're cruising all-time highs. So this pullback, in my opinion, was a godsend. The only thing is there's not much for support until we get to the leg end. So let's talk about that now. Why not, right? So I'm just going to stick with the 4 hour because it makes life easy. As you guys know, this is my favorite time frame. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this bullish imbalance now that we see what's cooking here. So here we go, guys. So again, now we're underneath our big pivot at 69.74. Let you zoom in here a little bit. Let me grab my pen. Where are we at? Where's my pen? Where's my pen? I do not know where it went. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So it doesn't work again. Fucking A. Fucking A. I'm going to have to get a new pen. That's just crazy. All right, so here's the deal, guys. We knew that the 69.74 was big. We held it not once, not twice, but really 3 times to play for the pop, and really this weekly and this 4 hour. So this is a huge zone that we have here from 69.74 to 69.75. This should not be discounted. I don't know if this thing's going to get murdered off of this or not, but it will get a reaction. I'll tell you that right now. So I would not, if you want to get long, make sure we accept over 78.75 first before initiating. But in my opinion, we're going to do one of these. Okay. So that is what I truly think. And right now we're playing off the previous weekly value area high, which was a great place for us to get a reaction from. As most of you know, I am a big fan of the weekly value area high and low levels, as well as the previous days, value area high, low levels, POCs, etc., what have you. So here's the thing, guys, and we talked about this prior, okay? Let me go ahead and throw this on here. And this is our 83 daily, okay? And actually, now that I look at it, you really don't want to get long until we get above the 83 daily. Sorry, I didn't have that level on the chart there. Slipped by me here. So you're going to get long over 83, but this is all resistance technically. And really, I think the true resistance that we really want to watch is between 78 and 74 to move down. Now, here is the big kicker. Here's the kicker. All right. Just going to throw it out there. And I'm glad you're here, Zoog. What up, Zoog? Brand new. All right, let's look. I see you just chime in. And Mark, listen to me, my friend. Listen, it's going to be important because the trade plan, this is going to come into tune with the trade plan, right? Now you know you don't get long until above 83, okay, for this on this particular move up. All right. We know that 78 and 74 resistance, or 79, whatever you want to call it. This is all resistance. Okay. My big issue with this area, it's all tested. Right. And now we've moved under the 83 daily. We talked about this yesterday. If you guys recall, I said, listen, now we've gained above here, being below this is dangerous. And it is. Now, we haven't lost on the daily time frame, but we just lost on the 4 hour once again, guys. We've lost support on the 4 hour time frame. That is where it begins, in my opinion. And so I am looking actually a little lower right now. And the thing is we know what we need to get above to continue to move higher. So where we open is going to be critical tomorrow. But my issue here, guys, just so you know, is now we've started to, we've lost on the 4 hour. Boom, lost on the 4 hour up. We are below the 83.50 daily. That is the highest daily to the all-time high. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. It may not seem like it right now because you're like, Ryan, it only fell 20, 30 points. Like, no, bro. This is where we start to shift momentum. Not only that, but now we're below this particular area here, which was a monster. Okay. So as long as they do this, we come down here, and the next area we have to look at is this 42 daily area, which is also more than likely where we're going to have our negative gamma level because it's been sitting there for 2 days. Okay. Now I'll know more in the morning when we take a look, but all this shit is tested. I have a 1 hour level down here, I think. Let me look. And you guys know, I don't even like 1 hour levels, right? So like for me, if it's not a 4 hour daily, I'm really not excited about it. And I'm probably not going to buy this. Right. And it might play. There's a 1 hour level right here at, what is this, like 43.75. It very well could play and pop back up. But the thing is as far as high time frames are concerned, we don't have any more high time frame support until we get much, much lower. Our leg right now is all the way down here, 68.80. This is our leg to the high. This is tested. All these dailies are tested, all of it, until you get here. The only thing I have in between is this 4 hour, 1 hour level located at 69.2475, which I don't even really like. I'll just be honest with you. I mean, it's a legit level, but it's not my favorite by any means. And it's like right in the middle of the gap fill. We talked about that on a previous post-market breakdown a couple of days ago. I'm sure those of you who are around remember that. So, what's going to truly happen? Again, I can't tell the future, but as long as we stay below this now, we're going to come visit this area. And then underneath 42, again, we slide down to 24. Okay. 24 might do one of these. I don't know, but I know that I'm not loving that spot very much. What I do love, and probably my only spot on the map that I like as of right this very second, and that doesn't mean this won't change for tomorrow because we're going to have a couple, 4 hour candles in the middle of the night. But all I know right now is I want to short that. Okay. I don't really know where I want to get long yet other than down here. And really, I'm just going to take it one step at a time. Basically, look for this area for potential reaction and hold. Again, not super excited. Obviously, look underneath 42. Look to see 24 is going to react. But all this is played out, guys. The 12. The 12 was big for us Sunday. You guys remember we talked about 12 on Sunday? They played it for the pop. This was our immediate target, if you recall, and then they used it as resistance, and then they played it for support, and then we rallied, right? So all this shit is wiped, which is, again, I'm not upset about it. I would love to come down a little bit, but let me just kind of pull up this 1 hour so you can see. So this is the 24 right here that I'm like, right? Played here, but I'm not in love, right? And then this is right here, as you can see, this is the 12, right? The 12, I can't remember what price it is, 12.75. We bumped our head Monday, Sunday, and then we played it for support on Monday and we rallied, right? So we had that in the trade plan. It was picture perfect. We went over all that, right? So when we get down underneath 42, we come to 24, which I don't love. And maybe we do number one of these, and then we have to deal with this 12 area again. But truly, this is all tested, and we don't have really anything good till we get down here around 80. So that's what I'm thinking for now. Again, we got to take it one step at a time, and we'll see what happens when we back up into 78 and ultimately the 83. But you guys know we need to get above to go higher. So we will wait until the day opens tomorrow and just get a feel for where the market's at. what the tempo is, where VIX is at, and go from there. So it has been an absolute pleasure today. We had a banging day. Trade plans were tits once again. I hope you guys all made that money. I know everybody in my room made good money. I was looking at the scoreboard. I could show you guys, but listen, I'm, I every day. It's every day. And I try to post little, post their winnings in the notes, and I show you guys sometimes, but trust me, these guys are doing their thing, and so am I. And really, it just comes down to being super dedicated and super disciplined with the process. And I salute everybody in the room. So I really appreciate all you guys joining here. And yeah, so that was great. So yeah, Mark, listen, don't close your MNQ longs just for me. And again, we could pop. So I don't know where you're in from, but if they pop back up, maybe you try to, get back out at resistance, and then wait for tomorrow to kind of see how the things simmer. And again, I'm not looking at NQ. I'm sure it looks completely different. So I really never look at it too much. So anyways, long story short, I really, really appreciate everybody showing up. It's been great. We will do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. I will be here same time, same channel, 5 p.m. to 5:30. And for all you subscribers, I will have the trade plan out to you at 8:30 in the morning. And for those, we got quite a few people on the stream today. So listen, if you guys are not subscribers, check the link in this post. I'm giving away 30 days free of the trade plans. You guys can get in here, make thousands of dollars over the course of the next 30 days. And then the fucking year subscription is free, whatever. It's only $500. I mean, come on, it's 10 points. So anyways, check it out. Get your trade plans free. Click on the link. Go to the what's it called? The landing page, put in your email, and I'll take care of the rest. So long story short, you guys have a great one. I will see you tomorrow, and looking forward to another banger day as we conquer the markets. Have a great evening. Cheers.